Baby Makes 3 is an opportunity for parents, when they become first-time parents, to have to reflect on what it means to be parents in the modern world, and particularly to try and help parents avoid falling into the trap of gender stereotypical roles where there becomes a power imbalance between the parents. What we want to try and do is help parents maintain an equality in their relationship. And we know that from the research that one of the times in life where that equality is likely to shift is when the first child comes along because of the social pressures around parenting. So it's about trying to counter that pressure and ensuring that parents remain equal in their relationship. So how does Baby Makes 3 help prevent violence against women? We know from all the research, both here and internationally, that one of the things that drives greater rates of violence against women is gender inequality. In fact, it's the main thing that drives men's violence against women. So anything that we can do that supports greater gender equality, we know over the long term is going to start to reduce those rates of men's violence against women. So Baby Makes 3 is part of a whole range of different activities happening in different contexts where we're doing that work of promoting gender equality. So we do it in the sports world, we do it in media, we're doing it in schools, we're doing it in workplaces. Baby Makes 3 is doing it in the community context and in the context of families to support that greater gender equality, which we know over the long term will lead to decreasing rates of violence against women.
So Baby Makes 3 is a 3 lots of 2-hour package that takes parents through a really gentle discussion-based program that allows them the opportunity to reflect on how the balance is across work, across household chores, and also across caregiving for their child. The 3 sessions give a lot of space for families to touch on the topics that are really important within the groups, but then also to go home and have those ongoing conversations and find the change that allows them to empower their own relationship. It's not about experts telling parents anything they need to know. It's about facilitators supporting conversations that are based on research so that parents can just chat through things that we know may lead to a power imbalance within a couple or within a broader family.
The benefits for families who attend a group-based program is that they start to have the opportunity to talk through the sorts of social issues that exist in our society which may be impacting the way that they think about how they do their parenting, and to do that in the company of other couples, other parents, so that they're not having to have those conversations on their own. And a good example of this is parental leave. So we live in a society that has gradually over the years increased the amount of parental leave that fathers can take, but there's still often reluctance for workplaces to actually encourage fathers to take that, or the men themselves might feel a bit reluctant about using that. And a lot of men still report that they feel at risk of their job if they ask for too much parental leave. So Baby Makes 3 gives the opportunity for the parents to have a talk about that, and to talk about that in the context of this broader social dynamic about how society supports men to be the sort of fathers they want to be. And hopefully it then actually might empower them to take that conversation back to work and to their colleagues at work, and to be able to have the conversation with their people and culture people back at work, saying, oh, I'm really interested to know what we're doing to encourage more men to have the parental leave that they're allowed to have. So it not only works in terms of those parents, but hopefully what it's doing is creating change at a broader systemic level as well. One of the wonderful things about Baby Makes 3 is that it is very adaptable, and we've seen how it's been adapted for different languages, for different cultural groups, and we've invited those groups to be a part of that adaptation, so it's been a very collaborative process. And that in itself has been a very powerful thing, that those different groups have had their voices heard as part of that process of adapting Baby Makes 3 to work for them. But what we know is, and what we see is that in whatever culture there are parents, and so all parents have a chance through Baby Makes 3 to reflect on how they play their roles and how that works best for them in ensuring that equality between the partners.
I really wanted to facilitate Baby Makes 3 because I love the program myself, but I really loved what all the families that I saw around me were getting out of it, and how it was empowering, in particular, men in those families to be a really active part in ensuring that there's gender equality and ensuring that power becomes very balanced across their families and their relationships.
I've been involved in different ways in advocacy around gender equality for a long, long while and in different spaces. We know that in order to achieve broad change across society, we need to work at different levels. So we need to work at systems levels. We need to change policies and other structural things that embed gender inequalities. So pay rates, parental leave, access to superannuation, things like that. But we do know that we also need to change things at that level of norms, social norms. And that's what Baby Makes 3 is wonderful at. It works directly with the parents, thinking about those social norms that they swim in the soup of in their daily lives and helping them to reflect on those. And it also has those links to the systems norms as well, through the fact that it's offered through maternal child health systems, for example, and through other health parts of the health world. It also has effect on that structural level as well. And I just love doing Baby Makes 3 because I love to see the changes in the parents and to see the light bulb moments and the aha moments as parents begin to realise the way that gender norms have been a part of their life and they've never stopped to think about them until now. So Baby Makes 3 is always co-facilitated by a male and female facilitator. And so part of the way that we break down those stereotypes is making sure that I, as a male, do the things like get the supper ready and interact with the children, not just talk to the men, but talk to the mothers there as well. So don't fall into that cliquey sort of behaviour of being just with the blokes. And also, of course, very importantly, how I interact with my female co-facilitator. So ensuring that I'm considerate, that I'm not talking over her, that I'm not taking up all the airspace. So all those things that we know can easily happen when you get women and men in the same room, being really super conscious that I'm modelling the sorts of equal gender relationships that we are wanting these families to pursue. Why should Baby Make 3 be a part of any sort of parenting, first-time families area? Look, parenting is one of the few things in life that you don't need a licence for, that you don't actually sort of ever get trained in particularly, and yet it is the most extraordinarily challenging and rewarding thing that we do. So it's bizarre, really, that we don't expect that anybody who's about to become parents shouldn't go through some sort of preparation for that extraordinary role they're about to take on. And particularly given the way that we know the research suggests that parenting can be one of the ways in which heterosexual couples shift into very gender stereotypical sort of roles, even more important when we want to try and create an equal society, that Baby Makes 3 is offered as a way of countering that pressure and ensuring that couples remain as equal with shared relationship, shared power as we possibly can, as well as great parents.